15 superhero vehicles that actually exist. Hello there everyone, MIA Luxury Cars welcomes you back. If you appreciate superhero movies, you'd certainly love at least one of the vehicles that appear in them. After all, they've not like the ones we see on our city streets, right? Well, it turns out that some of them do. From a custom-built Hell Cycle to a super fan's design. So today I'm going to show you 15 superhero vehicles that actually exist. Now buckle up and let's get started. Number 15. BatMobile. If you've seen the Dark Knight trilogy, you're definitely enamored with the Batman tumbler BatMobile Boy. That was an incredible piece of gear, but you probably never imagined that if you have $1 million to spare and chance to be in Dubai, you could actually possess something identical to it. Fans noticed a replica BatMobile from the trilogy outside a car shop in Dubai. You will think it was only there for show, but it was genuinely for sale. Unfortunately, it can't fly, but it does have some great features. The V8 5.7-liter petrol engine of the Chevrolet Corvette is capable of producing over 500 horsepower. According to the owner, it can also be registered to drive lawfully in UAE roads. It also comes with an unbelievable ace. The front of it lifts up to produce a spider effect when driven at high speeds, which we don't encourage because you know it's safety. This can be seen in Batman the Dark Knight and the Batman the Dark Knight Rises. Number 14. The Hell Cycle. The 2007 superhero picture Ghost Rider starred Nicolas Cage as Johnny Blaze, who sacrifices his soul to become the Ghost Rider. You have to keep up appearance when you have such a nice title. Essentially, you don't see Johnny taking public transportation throughout the city. Instead, you see him racing about on a Hell Cycle, a motorcycle that is constantly on fire. I'm no expert in safety, but that doesn't appear to be safe. The bike does exist, despite the fact that it appears to have been created with a lot of special effects. Simply put, it's not very practical. It's a custom-built chopper with a crawl-like fiberglass molded casing. It's from Australia and it's 11 feet long and weighs 500 pounds. It looks like a fun of a ride, but it's not really designed for riding. It isn't street legal, and running the engine for too long causes the fiberglass to melt. It also has a short turning radius and poor front suspension. But how great would it be to showcase this bike in your garage? The Joker's Car. You undoubtedly tried to figure out what the Joker's automobile in Suicide Squad was when you first saw it. It resembled both a Lamborghini and a Ferrari. Automobile fans would have been puzzled. The Joker's vehicle was a Vidor. What? A Vidor indeed. My door, however, is from Vidor Exotics, a Pinellas Park, Florida firm owned by Matt Kentigard. The supercar was fashioned out of fiberglass by this genius. He also outfitted it with some cool hardware and accessories before mounting it on an Infiniti G35 base. Number 12. Captain America Motorcycle. Easy Rider is a timeless film that continues to be popular today, despite the fact that it was a shot decades ago. You may not recall every aspect of the movie, but you are sure to recall the Captain America motorcycle. People are still making replicas of the bike today, so you may own your own tiny piece of the movie history. While there are many non-replica productions on the market, approved replica are also available. These are highly sought after since they have some form of a link to the film. One in particular, which had been owned by Lawrence Fishburne from the film Apocalypse Now, was up for sale on eBay a few years ago. Even though he primarily rode sports bike, Lawrence and his bike appeared in Biker Boys. The bike was advertised for sale in Memphis for $27,500, which seemed like a good deal for a price of a movie history. It's an officially sanctioned homemade bike created by Peter Fonda and California Motorcycle Company for the film's 30th anniversary. Replica GhostBusters Car. Many vehicles that look like those seen in the movies can be found at your local car lot. There aren't many rare ones these days. The Ectomobile or Ecto-1 from Ghostbusters is the one car you can't seem to find. It's just that special, but one man was adamant on getting that car, and he succeeded. For 8 years, Lauren Baldwin looked high and low for the appropriate vehicle to construct the body, and he finally found it in 1959 Miller Meteor chassis that could be used as a funeral or an ambulance. After that, he spent 2 years looking for parts and 6 months building his own Ecto-1. But he didn't just make it appear like the movie Automobile. He spent a whole day in Los Angeles looking at the real car and taking as many measurements as he could. He then spent approximately $20,000 on the project, but it would have cost him $100,000 if he hadn't received assistance on backing from local businesses. The final product is wonderful. It even includes a ghost storage tank and functioning blue lights. Number 10. The Optimus Prime Truck. The Transformers franchise, have to put it mildly, been a success. It has grossed over $4 billion globally at the box office. It goes without saying that there are a lot of fans, but some stand out more than others. The first Optimus Prime truck built by a fan was built by one man, a passionate father with no mechanical skills. Joe Fiducia of Monroe Country, Pennsylvania, labored around the clock in 2016 to build a full-scale duplicate weighing 21,000 pounds. You know why Joe did it, right? So that he could teach his 10-year-old son that everything is possible. Joe approached Hasbro for authorization to build it, then contracted Western Star to have it built for him. He spent the summer of 2016 polishing it up before taking it out on the road for the first time. They worked out how to make a picture-perfect copy from the watching film and movies because Joe didn't have any plans. Despite the fact that the truck was received no special notice, it has a Facebook page and you can get a $125 trip to school in it. Number 9. Spiderman Car. If you're a big lover of superheroes, you've undoubtedly picked up a few items here and there. But what if you wanted to shout about your passion from the rooftops, or more accurately, the highways? You can now do so. Rap Style, a Singapore-based company, now sells superhero-themed vehicle coverings. Almost everyone can have an automobile that looks like a superhero. They've done Superman wraps for Mercedes-Benz SLS AMG thus far, a Hulk wrap for a Nissan GT-R, and a Batman wraps for an Audi R8 Captain America and Iron Man Lamborghini Aventador. The shop's own McLaren 650s is wrapped in a Spider-Man wrap and looks fantastic. The bonnet is predominantly crimson with blue accents and a huge spider drape across it. Rap Style announced on Facebook that there will be a total of 14 superhero selections. Vinyl automobile covers have become increasingly popular in recent years. They've frequently less expensive than the full paint job and aren't always permanent. If you subsequently wish to modify the look of your vehicle, it's simply to do so. Number 8. BatPod. The Dark Knight rises after the BatPod appears in The Dark Knight. It was a type of Batmobile escape pod that looked amazing on the road. Why would it be? In the movies, the BatPod possesses dual front-mounted cannons, grappling hooks, and machine guns, as well as a spectacular futuristic appearance. Of course, it's not a real car. Pankaj Shah was a fan of a Dark Knight movies, in which the Vatpods first appeared and decided he wanted one for himself. The ordinary custom chopper is difficult to ride, pricey, and difficult to maneuver through turns. To be honest, I'm not sure why someone would want something like that for themselves. But Pankaj was certain. He recruited the help of Chopper City USA's Dave Welch, and Batpod replica was born. It has front and rear 360 section tires, as well as a front hub-steered wheel. Even the wheelbase is unusual, as it appears to be for a pickup truck, but it certainly resembles the Batpod, which was the final goal. Number 7. X-Jet. The X-Jet was a highlight from many people in 2016 hit picture Deadpool. The first X-Jet was modified Lockheed SR-71 Blackbird, conceived and produced by Hank McCoy in 1960s. The X-Men used it to go to Cuba to derail and Hellfire Club's plans in X-Men's First Class. The X features jets varies depending on the movie, but among the most notable ones include radar bombi doors, stealth technology, high-speed engines, holographic projectors, cloaking technology, booster rockets, and folding wings. In many aspects, the X-Jet and the SR-71 are similar. However, we'd like to compare a few characteristics. To begin with, the vertical takeoff and landing in Deadpool's X-Men team members is possible. The XR-71 cannot do so, but the 5th generation F-35 Lightning II comes near. The X-Men then flew at superhuman speed. That isn't completely out of the question. The Blackbird remains the highest flying and fastest crewed aircraft, capable of cruising at 3 times the speed of sound. It took only 67 minutes to fly from the coast to coast. Although the genuine plane lacks extraterrestrial cloaking technology, it is nevertheless quite stealthy and can dodge radar signals. The X-Jet, as futuristic as it appears, isn't too far off the mark. Number 6. The Arrow Car. Many superhero enthusiasts fantasize about owning a replica car from a movie or comic book, such as the Arrow Car. This automobile was a specifically built arrow-shaped car used by the DC comic superhero Green Arrow. It was created by Mort Weisinger and George Papp and first appeared in the issue 73 of the More Fun comics in 1941. Is this car entirely made up, or is it? To be honest, what you're about to learn will probably make you think you're fine with a conventional car. One automobile owner in the Stockton, California, received an Arrow car without asking for it. She heard a thud while waiting at a stoplight on Highway 26 and Stokes Road in Stockton. She had no idea what it was at first, but she quickly noticed an arrow pointing into her vehicle and pierced the hood completely. This type of circumstance, according to California Highway Patrol Police, demonstrates how dangerous it can be to fire firearms into the air, even if they are arrows. Maybe it has something to do with Green Arrow and his sidekick, Speedy. Number 5. Kitt. Even if Kitt from Knight Rider isn't strictly a superhero automobile, he deserves to be mentioned. Kitt was a self-aware and artificially intelligent Pontiac Firebird Trans Am. The car was built for roughly $100,000 in 1980s, which equates to about $266,000 now. Michael Sheff, a design consultant, designed the inside nose and dash. Kitt was not your typical automobile. This futuristic automobile immediately established itself in the automotive sector. Everyone wanted one just like it at all of a sudden. Because so many people did, the internet has been flooded with spectacular reproductions, including one created by a superfan, Chris Blasius. Chris from Homestead Falls, Ohio, went to great efforts to transform his 1982 Pontiac Trans Am into the near-perfect duplicate. It even features a talking clever Kitt computer. Chris put $50,000, 2,000 man-hours, and 2.5 years into realizing his dreams. He even sourced parts from all around the world. The car originally had a hard top, but he converted it to a T-top, as specified into the Kitt's specs. Chris even used Photoshop to recreate freeze frames from the show to construct a 3D model from the bodywork. The front bumper on the most replicas is seldom correct, but it's virtually inch perfect on Chris's car. Number 4. Silver Surfer. The Silver Surfer is an American Marvel Comics comic book character that originally appeared in Fantastic Four number 48 in 1966. He has also appeared in movies, video games, and television shows in recent years. The Silver Surfer is a humanoid alien with metallic skin that travels across space on his surfboard. He was an astronomer named Norrin Rad who lived on planet Zelna. Norrin gained incredible powers after defeating the planet Devoror Galactus, including a new body and a surfboard that allowed him to travel faster than light. The comic hero isn't one of the most well-known, but he did get some extra attention during Halloween festivities. Prank vs. Prank's Jesse Wellens painted himself to look exactly like the Silver Surfer, complete with silver skin. He then bought an electric skateboard and added a silver surfboard to it. He zoomed across the streets of New York City in his Hollywood costume. Fans of comic books will be ecstatic. He may not have traveled at the speed of light, but he certainly moved quickly. Number 3. Transformer. We have incredible technology, yet we don't seem to be doing enough with it. We have self-driving vehicles, but Transformers have yet to become mainstream. Come on, what's the holdup? Well, one Turkish corporation has had enough. They determined to take the lead, a working BMW automobile that can transform into a humanoid at the push of a button has been created by LED Vision. We're not joking when we say it appears too good to be true. It can't walk or shoot guns, and it's a non-passenger vehicle controlled by a remote, yet it truly transforms. The sides of the automobile extends out and the base rises up to raise the car to huge transformer height. The doors become armed when the head emerges from the top. It then makes great transformer noises, flashes its lights, and looks like it belongs in a movie, before collapsing back down and folding itself up to look like an everyday BMW once more with another touch of a button. Is it just me, or have you ever imagined transforming your car into a transformer and walking through traffic? Number 2. BatMobile. Zach Mihajlovic, an Australian, is a huge Batman enthusiast. Looking at him would not reveal this, but looking at his car would. He created a street-legal version of the Batmobile in 1989's film starring Jack Nicholson and Michael Keaton by hand, and there isn't much of a difference between the two cars. Over the course of 2 years, Zach's grandfather, retired engineer John Green, and his buddy Scott Cox assisted him in building the car. They were even able to get parts from the car featured in the original film after a lot of hard effort and imaginative thinking. It has a functioning afterburner and adjustable suspension, but no bombs flying out of the wheel, grappling hooks, or machine gun. There are a fewer other replica Batmobiles on the market, but Zach is claimed to be the only one that is genuinely street legal. Businessmen from all over the world, including the Sheikh in Dubai, have offered him large sums of money for it, but he declined all of them. Instead, he paired up with a Make-A-Wish to dress up as a Batman and donate his automobile to help sick children. And on the top of our list, we have the Tron Light Cycle. In the Tron heritage, the light cycle was a type of high-speed personal transportation. There have been several incarnations of this fantastic ride, and each one gets better and better. They are powered by pure liquid energy and have identical front and back wheels. You undoubtedly wish you could own one of these light cycles in real life. The folks at Parker Brothers Choppers did everything they could to make that happen. They created a perfect copy of Tron's-like cycle. It's a 215-kilogram electric bike that is 8 feet long by 23 inches broad and weighs 215 kilograms. It has a 96-volt electric motor with lithium-ion batteries and can achieve speeds of 160 kilometers per hour on the road. It's not yet street legal, but the Parker brothers were just testing it and making tweaks to make it as safe as possible. It's like seeing it in Tron when you see it in action. It appears to be nearly floating on airs as it travels down the road. It sounds fast and it has some really cool lights. It took a lot of imagination to come up with these car concepts for superhero movies. Imagine how inventive you have to be to make them come to life.